or anything.
Darn.
All right. Okay, okay, good. We just started recording. All right. So we're on our home page, and we're going to go to our left-hand navigation under My Tasks, and then hit Pending Tasks. This is just a summary of all the records that are due in the system that correspond to your awards, your active awards in the system. And to enter inside one record, hit the green start icon. So the task won't disappear until you submit to Grantor, this button here. So you have two options, edit or submit as is. To work on the record, you must be in edit mode. Right now, we're only in view mode. And the URL usually tries to tell you what phase you're in. And so we know that we're in our progress report, and we're just in the view. So you have your report overview, indicating the time frame you're reporting on. Okay, but the tab that you're more concerned about would be the performance tab. And within that tab, we have a couple sections here, but in this case, we're only worried about the KPI. As the recipient, you can only edit the actual value that corresponds to each KPI associated, okay? By hitting the edit icon, you can then enter in your amount and then hit save. You don't have to do that for everyone. You can just hit the edit icon, enter in your values, and then hit save, and it will just save them all. But if you don't want to start over, you can just do this undo, and it will just take it back to where you started. Okay? So just make sure you have to hit save per section. But in this case, we're only worried about the KPI section here. All right? And now, our attachments tab. We're going to hit the add button here on top of the header. So the way attachments work, you can essentially attach anything within a size limit, but you have to specify the type. In this case, we just provided one type for our progress reports, but anything else that you think is relevant to this, definitely add other, and then go ahead and hit browse, and so on and so forth. As soon as it's attached, just hit save, and the page will usually refresh and close this window out, okay? All right, and so here, after you hit submit to Grantor, you feel like you completed everything, you'll be able to track the progress, and it would say submitted by primary user currently under this XYZ step. And you will always have that access here. Field history. You can always work on this report up until you submit it. And so it will actually tell us, okay, all right, this number changed from this number, this value changed from that. That's all captured here in this progress report, okay? But generally, that's about it, for at least for progress reports. Okay.
So at this time, we're not submitting any progress reports because we want to make sure we have you review. So even right now with Anaheim, we're utilizing you as an example, but you can do that from your office, and we're going to work on that together with you. So you can navigate, go through it, and then let us know if we need to make any changes on that. Okay, go ahead, Devin.
All right. So this is just an example of one of your post-award reports, but I want to transition into how, ideally you will always have a pending task, okay? Yes, I'm not trying to say that you can't work off pending tasks, but just another way into navigating into the system. And so we're gonna hit the grants tab on the top header, okay? Ideally, you should see this screen where it just says grants. And in this case, we only have one active award in the system. So the grant holds all the relevant information that is associated with the award. and that means payment requests, notes from OC to you, and then your overall grant budget is housed here.
Click on this and we can switch further to this tab.
All right, I'll just give a moment. All right, so we went from our grants tab up top, and it populated the one grant that we have active in the system. And how I entered inside that grant, I clicked on the green eye icon to view. All right, and now we see a couple tabs here. So again, this is your overall shell of your award. You can see every general information, your grant description, your project period, any accounting info for the city. All right.
Devin, I
Yes.
just want to share with you that we have one recipient that their grant started a month after. So their grant started in March, not in February. Can you guys fix that? I know we activated the grant already.
I think
We fixed that
I think
behind
me
the
and
scenes?
Devin took that into account
You
when
took
we
that in?
activated
Okay,
it.
all right.
Right, Devin?
Yeah, I
We did.
think we're good on that. So the overview, again, all the general relevant information. We're going to head over to the award. Currently, we're not going to enter inside your award just yet. I'm just going to show you the just general information. I will always tell you a total awarded amount and what award you're on. But for now, we're just going to just move on to the next. But to enter, it's always this green eye icon to enter inside the record. All right, we're going to hit the financials tab. So this is where it's you have to kind of dig a little bit. And what I mean by that are these plus icons. A lot of things are hidden. One more. And then you can see it provides you the categories that correspond to your budget, okay? And so instead of like a major overload on the screen, that's why they're all into these little sections here, okay?
And then
But,
you
ju
can,
but just remember to always hit the plus icon to expand the section, okay? In this case, you don't have much to work with because this is just a overall, just a view of your grant budget, okay? All right, hit requests. So requests, this I believe we're just speaking too soon about this, but closeouts. This is where they will be held. This is where that process will be handled in the system. But for now, what we're working with is the log, where now you have a breakdown of every payment request that is created, every progress report, and even amendment if you support that for now. But in this case, we're working on our payment requests and progress reports. So in the same way where you were able to go from the left-hand navigation and hit pending tasks, you now can then break down the payment requests by billing dates and based on what progress report that you're working on. In this case, either the annual report or the quarterly progress report. So again, that's just another way to navigate in the system. But now let's go into our payment requests. In this case, we have two, but we're just going to hit the earlier one, only because you have to work in order and the way you submit these. Okay, and just like the progress report, you have two options: submit it to the grantor or edit. And in this case, we're still in our review mode, and we just have to hit edit to work on our award or payment request. Sorry. Okay, so I hit edit, and the page refreshed, and there are certain fields that you can update and change. Is this expense, reimbursement, in advance, and then the payment method that corresponds. Important step here. I agree, I disagree. Hit check. And this is just confirm. This is just a validation in the system saying like you have reviewed this request and now you're ready to submit it to grantor. Okay. Submission date. You get this nice little calendar here. Just hit the day that you submitted or planning to submit this. For now, we don't have to worry about is final payment requests only because these awards just started or ideally, right? And but this is how you would mark your closeouts. This is I expensed everything. This is my last one. Okay. And now let's go to the financials tab. Now in the grant, you were able to just see the view of every budget category. Here in the payment request, you're able to modify or update or ask against or just whatever you need to do to report for this billing period. And the same, you just have to hit the pencil icon to edit, and you have two options: requested amount or advance applied. And as like the payment request or in the KPIs, you have to save per section. But again, you can just click on the pencil icons and just open up each field, make your updates, and hit save. And the overall balance will then will update. And again, that's for now. You just have to hit save on this section, but not in the overall because we're going to get to our attachments. Just like the progress reports, there are certain classifications that you have to associate. And so in this case, we have an invoice or receipt. Enter your description, hit save, and the page will refresh. And then all you have to do then is just hit save. And the overall form will hold those changes for you, and then simply submit requests. And then you see this green status bar, the page will refresh, and then it would say submitted to grantor. And again, like your progress reports, you're able to see the steps of what phase you're in right now in the approval process. So that covers your post-award reports.
Right. So Devin, so for this one, for example, we're using Anaheim, which you don't have any invoices are showing there, but they've already submitted invoices to us, and we've made payment. Can we modify for them to show that payments have been made and then it get current onto the system? Can they do it from their end?
So I think the best way we should do it, because right now we could generate the previous reports in the system from last year, and then you just enter in that historical data to update the budget. But what we figured would be best and easier for the clients is to take the summary of last year's, and for this example, this pay period, I would take the historical data and then add the current data, all added here into requested amount. So just tally up all of last year and then plus this quarter's expenses, and then that's how the system will then calculate everything all in one. And
okay, got it. All right, we'll work with them on that. Okay.
All right. So for now, we've covered just all the key points that we want to show you. I can show the WhatFix where it's like an interactive walkthrough. So you would hit Welcome Tour. All right, actually, let me just go to the home. All right.
And Devin, tell everyone what WhatFix is and that you'll all have WhatFix, everyone.
Yeah, so WhatFix is just another like self-help type of tool where it just kind of guides you in the system, just gives you little reminders and pointers of where to go. For now, again, we only have two, but we are expanding as far as like how to submit a payment request or how to locate my award, that type of thing. But for now, we have these little icons just kind of displaying what phase that we're in. And so right now you're in the Home tab, and it kind of breaks down what you can do within these tabs. It gives you a little instruction what to do, and so it says click next.
How did it open that up again?
Oh, sorry. Let me hit exit. And we have this little widget here on the right-hand side. So it's a nice little pop-up that stays within the window. It's called WhatFix, but for here we just call it self-help. Nice bright orange. And so when you click on Welcome Tour, it automatically takes you to the overview. And so right now it's highlighting over this home button, indicating this is your starting point in OCGMS. And we can hit next and just keep going through. The Opportunities tab is used to view and perform actions with regards to publish funding opportunities. Right now, since we already have active awards, we're not really working on in the Opportunities and Applications tab. For everyone in the room, you're really just worried about Grants tab and Monitoring tab for now. Okay. Tab is used to manage your awards and amendments. Here, you can manage your payment requests, progress reports, and site visits. You can always search any keywords in the system through the search menu. This will help you locate your pending tasks. This is where the section is. And let's see. This is your organization profile here. Again, this is different from your personal profile, the primary's information. Any recent items, and so this will usually, if I click on my award or on a record and I want to go back to it, it would show up here. And then now, the last step, just navigating to your profile, and this is the same place where you can log out of the system. And so that completes the overview, and that's just a quick little thing just to kind of help you, where should I go if I don't know where to go.
So Devin sits right here, and I have the recipients and the lead and the co-lead here. I want to share with the group that if you look at opportunities and applications, those first two, it's if you're applying for a grant. So the opportunity is not there, nor the application. So if you're applying for a grant, then the application would be there. So that's where you can go for those two. So when Devin was saying, you're pretty much focusing on the grant and monitoring, because that's the active grant. So we've already passed that stage. That's why we had to do everything internally, upload your application, and but focus is always going to be where it's grants and monitoring. And then mostly what your tasks are going to be here. And once you open that how-to tab, I think that's really key, because that'll help you remind you. It's like, oh, where do I go for this? And so that's the basic tool that we added in there. So that was very helpful. That will help for it. Anything else, Devin?
No, I want to leave it to the recipients to see if you guys have any questions, any concerns, of course. Yeah, just definitely let me know. But I'm going to stop recording here and